This stuff. Let's talk about this for a moment.
What is this?
Jura. So the rule of this wine, and I forget how you pronounce it in French, is the honest truth, but basically a wine of veil. And they call the veil, as they're referring to the fact they put this in barrel as a low fill barrel, 6 years minimum, right, is the aging time in barrel. Never top it. So it grows, you're my nightmare, surface yeast over the top, right? And they leave it. Well, this is great.
You're
this
my
is
nightmare.
what we should be doing.
This
is how we should be making wine. Yeah, exactly.
And I have friends look into a bung and go, oh.
Never top it. Leave the veil is a barrier from the bulk of the oxygen. Mm-hmm. So it's similar to Solera, to Fino, Sherry in a way. They don't keep the cellar particularly cool. Savignin is the grape, not Sauvignon. Savignin is the grape in this particular wine.
Different grape.
Different grape. There's more grapes in the region, and I don't know an immense about it. I mean, Ian gave it to me today because I told him I wanted one to drink with you tonight because I thought you'd be intrigued by it. So it tastes a bit sherried, obviously. I mean, it has the feel of a sherry.
It's opening.
So they're saying the longer the better. The little bit that I had a chance to read up on it was at least 2 hours in a decanter, at least 10 years in the bottle, maybe 20, 30, it gets better and better and better because presumably it's already done all its oxidation and going south. It's already there, if you will. So all it can do is get more intense, and it is intense.
It's fantastic. And what's the cheese?
The Montgomery's cheddar. The
limey cheese, isn't it?
Best cheddar cheese on the planet, in my opinion.
Montgomery.
Somerset, England. An old family farm. And I think it is a great pair with this.
Fantastic.
It's very best pair. It's apple cider, of course.
And you do that.
So I'm wondering, I do that. I consume a fair amount of it, just last evening, in fact. So I'm thinking I could do this with Roussanne.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big thing, though, right? I mean, you let something go bad for 6 years and then decide, oh, shit.
Well, you learned from one of the best.
Let it go bad for 5 years.
Didn't you?
I did, but he wasn't. Actually, one of the great names of this particular style of wine from this region is a man by the name of Pouffinet. And you look at his picture and it's John Munch, really. The beard, the look.
The eyes.
Exactly. Dangerous, really. An old and
Creative.
dangerous friend.
Knowledgeable.
And I've said this too often lately perhaps, but I think Mr. Munch is about to find a renaissance for himself because his wines are interesting and curious and people are going to go to it, I think. And stuff like this.
This is not a flawed wine.
Joking aside, this is not a flawed wine. This is a wine by design. My question is, do I have the cojones to actually do it?
I wouldn't build a 1,000 case program, but
no,
do a
but I
couple
could
of
do
barrels.
two barrels,
we've all
4
got.
barrels, right?
If you're not playing with things in the cellar,
I like the 6-year aging program.
I'm working on some reds that are pushing. Let's see, we've the first bottling was 24, the second was 32, and the next will be 48 or 60. We'll see.
Lazy bastard. So the fact that I've come to
rarely topped.
Trying
rather dry.
to make wines that are a little funky and a little different, right? And this is what I like. I enjoy wines that are different.
This is a wine of character. You may or may not like it, but that's fine.
But when you try and make one, it's a very fine line between funky and interesting and just flawed.
Well, Chef Tom and I were having the conversation this morning over...
Use my own knife.
With jamons.
The house knife.
We raise Berkshire pigs on walnuts and green waste from the restaurant. And he was getting freaked out when we started this jamon project because things were getting weird. They were growing stuff. And
on the hams?
On the hams. And it was, it's kind of one of those things that I've learned from people like yourself and others. Why don't you just let it be? Don't try to fix it. Let it be. And more often than not, it comes around.
It does.
If it started off bad, it's not ever going to be good. But if it started off good, give it a go.
Well, the key to all things, right? Both wine and cooking is start with really, really good ingredients, and
I had that sense.
chances are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm learning to make wine because I've had to, but early on, and still continue to just shepherd.
The shepherding of wine, exactly.
I swear, I was just helping him over the fence.
Almost.
Dad.
Yes. Now's not time for the Scotsman and kilts joke, is it? Really? Do you know why Scotsmen wear kilts?
I do.
Because why?
I believe a sheep can hear a zipper a mile away.
Exactly. Sorry, my Scottish friends. I'm gonna have dinner with a Scotsman tonight, actually. So, in a way, some of this is stopping making wine and learning to get it to the point to let it do its own thing, make itself, build its own character.
If we can afford to do so.
You can afford to do so. You've got a successful restaurant, a successful winery. You're bloody rolling in it, aren't you?
Success is relative.
You know how much money I've given you in margaritas over the years?
Yeah.
I hate to think. I'm sore.
Not enough.
Sore from the money I've given you. They're not even as big as they used to be. I don't get the little pitcher
No, it's the
anymore.
same size. It's the same 9-ounce glass. It's a heavy pour.
You're ripping me off.
Go find a better margarita for that money. You won't.
No, I won't.
You won't.
Well, maybe. Did you see the bar in town renamed itself the Rodeo Bar?
Yeah, that's wrong.
Sad, really.
We're on a road to nowhere. Oh, come on inside. Taking that